Be the change. Another day, another glorious day actually, to take a breath. No worries about tomorrow. No thinking about the past. Right this moment, do you have a problem right now? Probably not. So our minds taking over. Our minds are taking over everything. You constantly, we be thinking about the future or we be thinking about the past. The mind is supposed to be a tool that can plan out things, can create things and do things. And then you can put it aside and you can walk in peace towards your goal. So if you have a goal, you use your brain to figure out how to get from here to there. And there might be some planning that you have to do. There might be some things that you have to figure out. And then you clear the space, breathe, and walk in the now, present. Always in the present moment is the goal. Always in the present moment. How about your dreams? Did you have a dream back when? Even though your dream isn't possible right now, could you give it a chance to come true in the future? Sometimes our dreams are going to require something extra from us. Sometimes our dreams are going to require us to change. Not to change in a way that there is something wrong with us or anything like that, but just opening up to be more maybe confident. Maybe if you want to have this dream come true, maybe you have to trust your intuition more. If you're going to have this dream come true in the future, perhaps now you can plan for it. And then you can work on the things that you need to work on to become the person that you need to be to do the dream, whatever your dream is. Each point of view, so Esther and Abraham Hicks, each point of view matters. Every request is granted. And as this amazing universe unerringly expands, there is no end to the universal resources that fulfill these requests. There is no end to the answers to the never-ending stream of questions, and for that reason, there is no competition. Best competition you can have is to be better than the version that you was yesterday. And this is not so that other people would talk differently about you, they would see you different. This is so that you can experience life in a better way. Optimizing the experience on planet Earth. And it also has a lot of good side effects other than that. But the main thing is that you're going to improve every aspect of your life. So, okay. New perspective. Okay, so interestingly enough, the Queen is showing up here. So someone here is showing up as someone who is mature. This is someone who has learned how to, you know, pay the bills, make a budget, make sure that you have everything that you need. This is someone who has figured out how to work smarter, not harder. This is someone who has learned to take a look outside of her or himself. This is someone who has is able to take a step back and look at the overall and take charge, be a leader. This is someone who has integrity and they know their own way. They know themselves more, so then they can show up more authentically. And that is a good leader. A good leader is showing up authentically and by doing that, encouraging other people to also find their own authenticity. Sometimes so this leadership type that is shown up, is surrounded by heartbreaks. So perhaps there is, and the Lovers is in the blockage card. So this could be different things. It can be someone who is still trapped in their own heartbreaks. We all have heartbreaks, and it sucks. It's heartbreaking. So it's tough to go through it, but we all have it in one way or the other. It's life on planet Earth, but sometimes we can get stuck in there, or the fear of experiencing it again. So we're kind of holding it in our life instead of letting it go, because you don't want to experience it again. You want to protect yourself, and you put up your shields and you put up all of that. And then the Queen all of a sudden is not open-hearted. The Queen might be just completely focused on their resources, like money, only focused on career, has a blockage, don't want any unions. I'm gonna be fine by myself, and I'm not wanting that. I'm not doing that. And then hindering something that might have a potential to be very beautiful, because you are expecting or fearing that it might be a heartbreak. And so instead of going into a union, you stay in your independence and you keep your focus on, and you go for work. And that's okay too. You can do that, that's okay too. And maybe in that situation, if you're one of those people who just put your working shoes on and work all those jobs and get all the money and spend all your time doing that, and also working on yourself, you can, perhaps it is smart to open up the heart, to look at the heart. Make sure that these old pains, that you take them out, that you allow them to release from your heart, so that you can heal. Because otherwise you're missing out on a very beautiful thing. Like, you're missing out on the union, like the soul connection, the understanding in between the words, that you don't have to always explain yourself. The other person just understands you. There's an understanding there. There's a fulfillment there. There's a teamwork there. There's like, it just works out really well, because it's two very compatible people. And so being too focused on the money or the career and the goals can also hinder that process. And also it can be that there's a potential for a heartbreak around. There might be someone pretending that they're a soulmate, and they're coming in heavy in ego-based, coming in heavy, because being that kind of person is going to make you a desirable person to be with for other people. And by not having the open heart yourself, if you have closed it off, protecting yourself, then also you're gonna attract everything. Every request is granted from the universe. So if you protect yourself from this heartbreak, you're gonna attract other people who do the same thing. They have the same vibration. They're protecting themselves too. Now you have two unavailable people, because both are protecting their hearts. And maybe they are fully compatible underneath the protection of the heart, but you cannot feel it. You cannot experience it unless you take out the protection from the heart. So being clear, it's not always that you want that love, connection, and that in your life. But if this is something that you desire, then this is a clear message that you won't find a soul connection. You won't find a good connection in your life unless you have an open heart. And there's a lot of healing that is going on in the subconscious. These old programs that we have automatically, that would fall into the category of the broken heart. So the broken heart, maybe it was 5 years ago that your heart was so broken, or 2 years ago, or however long, 50 years ago, that the heart was broken, and it's resurfacing in programs. So once it got broken, you didn't deal with it, you got very hurt, and you just held on to it, and then you just moved on with your life and you focused on your career. Well, now that holding on to it and focusing on something else is now going to bring in similar scenarios to you, so you can do it again and again and again. And this is why it's so important to look at the things that we do again, because these are programs that have been put into place by some kind of experience that happened before. It's once you see the workings of the program, you also take it out, so it won't be active anymore once you see it. So what you are aware of, you can change it and take charge of your life again without automatic responses to whatever is going on around. Recent past filled with some kind of over excessive, maybe you got a windfall of money recently, maybe you got extra time so that you took out something in your life. Now you're not going to be spending that much time on it, so you have more time to yourself, which is a good thing to do, and to build up those, work smarter, not harder. In the mind space, perhaps you have been in this pattern of like idolizing characters, idolizing them, or perhaps like you are a seer, so you can see their soul, you can see who they are underneath all the ego and all underneath all these learned behaviors and all these trickery things that people do sometimes, and you can see who they are underneath there, which can cause unhealthy attachments simply because well, it takes a lot of work to heal. Like now that I've been healing for many years, it takes a lot of work to heal, and it takes effort and willingness to heal. Like if you have someone who is closed off, they're not wanting to open up, and they don't want to look at themselves, they don't want to take responsibility for holding on to their own pain, they don't want to take responsibility by releasing the old pain and open up for this new person. And if they are not willing to open up for this new person, they're not going to be a good person for you. And so realizing that truth, that if you put together a list of this person that you want to manifest, also put in there that they be healed, because otherwise it won't be a good match. It will pull you down, it will pull you backwards and create a lot of drama. So by doing the healing, like by focusing on your own pain, you can only change yourself, and then everything around you will change too. So even if there is a relationship that you would like to be in, but your own old grief is causing you to sabotage it, and then you sit down, okay, spiritual to-do list, okay, I'm going to put, how can I, hey Spirit, how can I best let go of my grief? Can you show me how I can let go of my grief? Can you show me what I need to know to let go of my grief? And then you work on it and take back your heart space. That's where all the good stuff is. And healing is going to take you from those dysfunctional patterns, the toxic people, and spirit, you ask about it, you're going to be taking into better shore. In your mind space, you're going to feel better, you're going to feel calmer, and maybe you'll find someone who you can trust and someone who you feel calm with. You know that they're not going to hurt you, and you know that they're not going to be a player and be a douche and turn around and be all egocentric and all that stuff. And so you don't want some of that. You want someone who you can rely on, that you can relax and do your life, and they do their life, and you have your life together and all that good stuff. And so holding on to things too tightly, holding on to even like grief, holding on to even the hurt or the experience that created it, holding on to that, maybe rewrite the story, and maybe that dream of that connection is not possible right now. Maybe that is your big dream, to have that good connection with a person, to find that soul connection and the passion and the good stuff. So even though your dream is not possible right now, could you give it a chance to come true in the future? And if that is your dream, to have that connection with the lovers and the Queen of Pentacles, and finding like the King of Pentacles, or like being a union that is a good match and all that, if that is your dream, then start today. Figure out why did I close off my heart once upon a time? Why did I do that? How can I unclose it? How can I open it? And then you start working on that, and then your dream will be possible in the future when you have the open heart. Right at the moment, it might not be possible because the heart is closed. If the heart is closed, the heart is not open for love. And so you have to be able to open it, and then in the future, your dream will come true. Celebration with others is always a good thing. Finding like-minded people, finding other, if you're a healer, if you're a worker with energy, if you are spiritually interested, or you find your group of people that can help uplift you and be in togetherness, and celebrating the small wins. Like if you even realize today that, you know what, I think maybe my heart is actually closed because I did get really hurt when that happened back then, and I don't think I ever sat down and dealt with it. Let me go through the situation again and speak to it in a more mature way, because now with the Hangman, there is a changed perspective. You can see things in a different light. And when you see things in a different light, everything comes out differently. So, celebrating, and then Use your magician tools. Use your magical appearance. Other people see you as someone who can turn everything into being, like manifesting, a master manifester, which is probably what you are, because yeah, you're showing up as magician and celebrating, also showing up as someone who is not okay with conflict and drama, showing up as something that perhaps you're one of those people who would avoid drama for all the cost. Drama is just a lot of usually gossip, make-believe, and assumptions, and making up stories. And then arguing about who made up the right story. And this drama is just, for the most part, it's just nonsense, or it doesn't have any value. It just takes your energy. Where your awareness, your attention goes, your energy flows. So avoiding the drama, just stay away from it. Don't ask the questions to dig deeper in. Let them have it. Let them have their own stuff. You have enough with your own life to deal with. Deal with that. And in the physical, in the body, celebrate the body, the sun card, the body, the physical, like celebrate it. It's a magnificent tool that the soul has to walk around in on planet Earth, can feel things, can taste things, can smell things, can hop around and create results, can build muscles, can change, can mold, can heal itself. The body is just amazing tool, and the joy and having appreciation for it, in gratitude, having appreciation and gratitude for this vehicle that is carrying us through this planet Earth experience, then have appreciation for it, like a gratitude list for the body itself, like just for the, not for how it looks. Am I comparable to the magazine over there? Not like that. Not more like, what does my body do for me in my daily life that I wouldn't be able to do without the body? And then you can make a gratitude list, and it should be pretty long, because that's a lot of things to be grateful for. Everything that we want is going to require some kind of change, usually. Like if it was so easy and if it was just attainable right now, then we would have it right now. And sometimes when you ask about something, you have to also remember that, yeah, you would have to become that person too, that it can pull those things off. So if you want to be a public speaker, or I want to be a motivational speaker, well, then you have to be really good at putting words together. You have to be good at telling stories in a way that draws people in, and you have to be good at and be okay with being in front of people and speaking to them, and taking charge of the room, taking charge of the space. You have to be good at all of those things. And if you really don't like talking out in public, then you can still have that dream come true. You just have to practice speaking out in public, and then you have to practice it over and over again. And then eventually you'll be good, feeling comfortable and good enough to be able to manifest the dream in your life. Short and sweet. The beautiful light in me. It honors, respects, and loves the same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste.